Hey guys, it's the Mad Stacker here with another LEGO set review. This time it is 7008-1 Gorzan's Gorilla Striker. This is the first Legends of Chima set that I've done, and I'm really excited about it. It's a really cool set. This is another one I got from Clutch over at Bricks on the Dollar. Thanks again, got a good price on it from him. It's a Chima set from 2013, 505 pieces. Retails for $49.99. Suffice to say, I got it for significantly less than that. It's a really neat set. It's a giant mech, which of course I always like. So let's just start it off. Obviously, there's not really much to it. It's just kind of a giant robot with a couple of other things. The first one is this weird catapult thing. I don't usually even keep assembled the little side things that come with some of these sets, and this one, I don't know how long I'm going to keep it for, honestly. It's this little plant thing. It's got, supposedly, if you hit this part, it kind of supposed to flip that off, which it does, but I don't know. I feel like if you were going to use the gorilla mech itself to do that, you just make the whole thing fly all over the place. There's another little piece that fell off there. Let's just toss that aside. It also has this little catapult here, for throwing these little... These are weird. I never quite figured this out. It looks like a coconut with a piece of celery sticking out of the top of it. Maybe it's supposed to be some kind of fruit that they have. I don't know. But you can... It barely fits in there, really, and you just kind of... Boop, and there it goes over onto the floor somewhere. I do usually like the Raven things with Chima, and like I said with this one, I feel like if I do keep any part of it, it'll be this little Raven speeder. It's got the nice little red laser pieces there, the lightsaber blades. It's got the big black wings in the back, which are always cool. And I really like the Raven minifigures. So obviously, let's move on to the best part of the set here, which is the gorilla mech itself. It is hefty. This is, I just looked it up on Brickset today. This is actually the 5th largest set I've ever built. I don't know how many of the other ones I've really done so far. But this thing is really neat. One of the things I really like about the Chima sets is the faces, and I wish the light was a little bit better here so you could see the face, but it's got the big heavy eyebrows at the top, the nose pieces in the middle that are made out of the engine. It's got the nice little teeth pieces in the front there with the big jaw. It looks like a gorilla. It looks like a giant gorilla. Suffice to say, the arms are so heavy that they couldn't really make them posable because the hands are so huge, but it does have it's got a lot of mechanics on the back here. It's got this little turning part on the back, which makes the arms swing up and down, which you could argue makes it look even more gorilla-like. But the hands are really cool. They're huge. They're really posable. Let's see if I can get a little bit forward. The fingers are all posable, and they're just gigantic. You feel like the thing could just mash you apart. It's got really stubby legs, but again, it's a gorilla. It doesn't really matter. It just kind of stands there. It's even got the little 6-pack abs in the front there, which I think are just hilarious. I really like the banana missile launcher on its shoulder. That's really... Well, I guess I set it off. I prematurely shot the missile. And it's got, yeah, it's supposedly it shoots bananas, so, okay, it's a giant monkey, let's go there. He can actually sit there at the top. That's Gorzan of the Gorilla Striker. This little part here in the front comes down to reveal a whole slew of, once again, my favorite thing in the world, flick missiles. There's 6 of them in total. The only neat thing about them, like I said with the Eradicator mech originally, is that they actually have firing mechanisms in the back. You can just kind of push those posts forward and it'll shoot them out all over the place. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't feel like collecting even more things that have fallen on the floor. But suffice to say, I really like this giant mech. Like other giant mechs I've done before. They're all cool. The robots have come so far since I originally built them when I was a kid that they just blow me away. Even this one, some people might think, it's just a giant monkey. Okay, whatever. But yeah, this set really blows me away. The build was really interesting. Again, I didn't know that this was even a thing when I originally saw the set. I didn't know that it had all these inner workings and that it had mechanism to make the arms move, and it just, I don't know, it was really, really cool seeing this come together. And again, especially building the face parties, you see, oh, well, those are the eyebrows and that's where the nose is going to be. They all look really cool. The minifigs, it came with a bunch of minifigs. It came with 4, I think. There's Gorzan there inside. He's an angry monkey. And I like that it actually has a little clip on the back for you to put his weapon back there in case he needs to make a hasty retreat. My main problem with the Chima figures is that I think the heads are kind of cheesy looking. They're big, and all the figures have normal faces, animal faces anyway. Why not just leave them with that? Maybe they needed to make their heads look bigger in contrast with the vehicles. I don't know. It came with a couple other monkeys. It came with Grumro, who looks like an older fella. He still has the neat... I love the hammer, the fist hammer. The techno fist hammer is really awesome. Ooh, excuse me. Now, there's also this one, Galuna, who's a very small monkey. Now, I don't usually like the child figures with the stubby legs, but honestly, I could see past it because she has some of the coolest weapons I've ever seen. These giant metal fists, which makes them even more hilarious because they're on a small baby monkey. They're neat. I originally thought they would maybe replace the hands, but they actually just have a little handle in there, and you just put them on sideways. So it looks like she's just ready to go at it. But yeah, those are really neat. They redeemed the fact that it was a little child. And it also came with Rizzo, who is one of my favorite Ravens. He's on there. You can see he's the one with the peg leg, if you're keeping track. He's got a really neat weapon with one of the transparent red axe blades that I really like. It's a hose, an axe blade, and a lightsaber hilt. So that was pretty neat. Which is funny, brings me to the awesome extras. There were actually sufficient extras in this set for me to build an entire other one of his gun. Now, I don't know if I'm going to keep this together. I might use that axe blade for something else. I do really like them. And if I end up disassembling that thing, I've got another black lightsaber with a red blade on it. So that's it for the set. The minifig of the day is one I believe I've mentioned a couple of times before, but I've never actually shown it. It is... When I first started building Legos again, relatively recently, within the past couple of months, I knew that I wanted to make a custom minifigure. I didn't know what I wanted it to be, but as soon as I saw some of these parts, I figured what I was going to do. This is the Bionic Commando. For those of you who don't know, a video game, a slightly more recent video game that was awful, and an older video game that was pretty good with a couple of weird ones in between. His main feature is this robot arm with the detachable hook that he can use to grapple around and shoot at people with his Brick Warrior snub pistol. That's another one of the Gears of War weapons that I got in the Gears of War pack. He is about 75% Frank Rock from the Monster Fighter series. He's got it's the legs, it's the torso, the head, and the hair even. I do like his ridiculous Elvis hair. The arm, I actually had to pry off of an older figure I had called Sawfist, who I'm only sad because I had to ruin a minifigure called Sawfist, which is just brilliant to me. But that's the Bionic Commando. I've often thought about maybe snapping a short chain on there, but I've never really had a spare chain. But that's the Bionic Commando. I really like him. He's the minifig of the day. So that was it for 7008-1 Gorzan's Gorilla Striker. Stay tuned. Relatively shortly, there will be my Galaxy Squad theme video. I just got the large green one, the Vermin Vaporizer, I think. And I'm going to do a review of that one too soon. I really, really like that. That might surpass the Eradicator mech for my favorite Galaxy Squad set. So that's it for this one, and I hope you enjoyed it.